Hello, welcome to News Now. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has berated the present state of the country, calling for the need for a purposeful leadership in order for Nigeria to take its position as the leader of the black race. Speaking at a colloquium themed Building the Nigeria of Our Dreams, organized by the King's College Old Boys Association in commemoration of the 113th anniversary of the institution in Lagos, he advised leaders to be honest with themselves and to God while discharging their obligations to the country. To have a Nigeria of the desired dream, Obasanjo emphasized on the need for national identity as the primary purpose of all Nigerians, adding that leaders must first dream of a better Nigeria before youth would have a vision of it. Similarly, the Director General, World Trade Organization WTO, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, says the Nigeria of her dream is one in which 100% or about 99% of the population must have access to clean water and sanitation, good health care and accessible quality education, as well as creating an opportunity for all. Okonjo-Iweala, however, decried that the realities on ground was a yawning gap to the realization of her dreams for Nigeria. The All Progressives Congress APC Presidential Campaign Council has postponed the kickoff of its campaigns earlier slated for Wednesday. Director General of the Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Council and Governor of Plateau State, Simon Lalong, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday. According to him, the adjustment of the timetable and schedule of activities is in order to accommodate growing interest shown by various political tendencies in being part of the campaign council. According to him, a new date for the kickoff would be announced soon. And the suspended Ogun State Governor's aide, ABIDEMI RUFAI, pleaded guilty to the charges in May, admitting to have defrauded 12 U.S. agencies of $600,000. The United States District Court has sentenced ABIDEMI RUFAI, a suspended aide of Governor Abia of Ogun State, to 5 years imprisonment for fraud. The District Court in Western Tacoma in Washington jailed RUFAI on Monday for wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. With the stolen identities, he attempted to steal nearly $2.4 million from the United States government, including approximately $500,000 in pandemic-related unemployment benefits. RUFAI, who pleaded guilty to the charges in May, was said to have succeeded in defrauding 12 U.S. agencies of $600,000 paid out into bank accounts controlled by him. A statement by the U.S. Department of Justice announced the sentencing of RUFAI, quoted the trial judge Benjamin H. Settle as saying the motivation was greed, unrestrained greed, and a callousness towards those who have suffered. Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday struck out the fresh charges against Olisa Metu by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over alleged 400 million naira money laundering. Justice Nwite struck it out after considering the submissions of the counsel for the defendants in the suit that a matter pending before the Supreme Court cannot be decided by the trial court. At the day's proceedings, counsel for EFCC, Olariwaju Adeola, told the court that the trial court had reached a decision on the matter, which the defendant appealed, and the Court of Appeal had set aside the judgment of the trial court, ordering the retrial by another trial judge. He also stated that the matter is currently before the Supreme Court, challenging the decision of the appeal court, but the first defendant has an application for the release of his international passport before the trial court. Justice Nwite, after listening to the submissions of all the lawyers in the suit, agreed with the fact that the EFCC cannot start a fresh suit while the appeal in the suit is pending before the Supreme Court. The court therefore struck out the suit on grounds that it is a gross abuse of the court process. The National Industrial Court, NIC, sitting in Abuja on Tuesday, struck out a suit filed by the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, to compel the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, and the federal government to call off the ongoing strike action. Justice Polycarp Harman closed further proceedings in the matter following the withdrawal of the suit by the factional president of NANS, Umar Farouk Lawal. Lawal had informed the court that he filed the suit for himself and on behalf of NANS. When the matter came up on Tuesday, Lawal notified the court that he had filed a motion for discontinuance. He said his decision to withdraw the suit was because of the challenge by NANS, which contested his standing and denied that he is the president of the student body, as he had deposed to. Though the other two respondents were not represented, counsel to ASUU, Marshal Abubakar, informed the court that he was not opposed to Lawal's application to withdraw the suit. Consequently, Justice Harman struck out the matter. And the Abia State government has granted a 2-year tax waiver to traders affected by the ongoing remodeling of an A-line in ARIARIA International Market. The 2-year tax waivers include payment of revenues collected by state and local government agents in the market in the state. Commissioner for Trade and Investment John Okiyikalu, who disclosed this during a meeting with the traders in Abia, explained that the waiver is in sympathy and solidarity with traders who were affected by the recent flooding in the market, occasioned by the torrential rains of the past 3 days. He announced the setting up of a committee comprising ministry officials and traders to assess the extent of damage done to goods of affected traders by the rainfalls, stressing that the government would offer financial support to the traders. And sadly, 2 people are feared dead in Enugu State following an attack Tuesday morning by unknown gunmen. According to an eyewitness, the gunmen attacked an army checkpoint at Obiago Amodu Road in Enugu South local government area of Enugu State. This is not the first time gunmen were attacking security agencies along that axis. The frequent attacks led to the deployment of the combined team of security operatives. However, it was gathered that the gunmen stormed the area again in 2 Lexus SUVs and 1 Toyota Sienna bus around 7:25 a.m. They reportedly opened fire at the combined team of the police and the military. And troops of the Nigerian army have arrested 2 suspected kidnappers in Akwa State. The Assistant Director, Army Public Relations to Brigade Nigerian Army, Captain Samuel Akari, disclosed this in a statement to journalists in Uyo, the state capital. Also rescued from the kidnappers' den were 5 victims. Akari said the troops, in conjunction with police personnel, raided the kidnappers' den at Abia Palm in Ekpe Community, Etim Ekpo local government area of Akwa Ibom. While 2 other members of the syndicate, Imo Nkwo, aged 23, and Thank God, Ezekiel, aged 24, who attempted to escape, were immobilized and arrested and their camp set ablaze. According to him, the bus conveying the victims was hijacked by the kidnappers on its way to Ikot Ekpene from Port Harcourt on September 23. Akari stated that the rescued victims, exhibits, and arrested kidnappers had been handed over to the police for further action. And at least 3 people have been killed by bandits who attacked some communities in BIRNINGWARI local government area of Kaduna State. The victims were said to be farmers who were working in their farms on Saturday when the bandits attacked. Although security agencies are yet to confirm the attack, the chairman, BIRNINGWARI Emirate Progressives Union, Ishak Kasai, said the bandits abducted 22 people and snatched motorcycles. According to him, at about 7 p.m. on Saturday, September 24, the bandits invaded Haingada of the Mari community in Kazage ward. They killed 2 locals and kidnapped 12 persons. They also looted shops in the same community during the attack. And on the Africa scene, Hurricane Lan has strengthened into a Category 3 storm on Tuesday, the United States National Hurricane Center said, as Cuba and Florida, both in the storm's likely path, ramped up preparations to deal with high winds and potential flooding. About 50,000 people in Cuba's western Pinar del Rio province moved to safer locations, 6,000 of them to state-run shelters and the rest to the homes of relatives and friends. local authorities said. The NHC warned in an advisory issued on Tuesday at 2:30 a.m. local time that land was intensifying and would soon make landfall in western Cuba. In Florida, the city of Tampa was under a hurricane watch, and Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency in all 67 counties as officials scrambled to prepare for the storm's forecast landing on Wednesday or Thursday. And a World Food Program WFP truck was hit by flying debris, and its driver was slightly injured after a drone strike in Ethiopia's war-torn Tigray region. According to WFP, the incident occurred Sunday morning in northwestern Tigray as two trucks were delivering aid to families displaced by the nearly 2-year conflict. WFP called on all parties to respect and adhere to international humanitarian laws and to commit to protecting humanitarian workers, premises, and property. Authorities in Addis Ababa did not respond directly to the WFP statement, but accused the Tigray People's Liberation Front, rebels who have been fighting pro-government forces since November 2020, of using humanitarian aid delivery vehicles for war. The conflict has triggered a major humanitarian crisis in northern Ethiopia. And now to the foreign scene. Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, has declared the end of its latest Ebola virus outbreak in the eastern province of North Kivu. Health Minister Jean-Jacques Mbugani Mbanda said in a statement on Tuesday the 15th outbreak in the Central African country emerged when a new case of a deadly virus was confirmed in the eastern city of Beni on August 22. Testing showed the case was genetically linked to the 2018-2020 outbreak in North Kivu and Ituri provinces, which killed nearly 2,300 people. Another flare-up from that outbreak killed 6 people last year. After 42 days of reinforced surveillance without a new confirmed case, the health minister solemnly declared the end of the 15th Ebola epidemic that lasted 1 month and 12 days. Congo's dense tropical forests are a natural reservoir for the Ebola virus, which causes fever, body aches, and diarrhea. The United Nations Human Rights Office alleges Russian forces and their armed affiliates have subjected Ukrainian prisoners to extrajudicial executions, sexual violence, and other abuses. The report issued by the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights found some rights violations by both sides in the conflict, but expressed particular concern about the ill treatment of civilians and prisoners of war by Russian forces and affiliated armed groups. Russia and Ukraine did not immediately comment on the report compiled between February 1 and July 31 and based on work by the UN Human Rights Monitoring Mission in Ukraine. Both countries have denied allegations of human rights abuses. We'll take a break now. When we come back, more news stories. Please stay with us.